Unmuting now. Hello. Oh, why is my... Oh, alright, cool. Hello and welcome to Odyssey of Eternity. I'm DM Kenneth and welcome to Sossal, Realm of Dread. Last we left off, our party had a one-shot to set up the history of this world. And they fought bravely next to Aranvius Darkheart, clearing a dungeon and setting these bells, saying prayers, and thinking that they were going to be saving the world from a demonic threat. Well, when push came to shove, Aranvius Darkheart ended up betraying the party, giving them the whole join or die speech. The party fought back against this, and Aranvius plunged the triggering mechanism into Doran's heart, causing the cataclysm. This event is the spur of what brought Sossal into the demiplane of dread, or Ravenloft. As you guys are sitting there looking around, the world has changed. It has been 630 years since the cataclysm, the event that everyone calls, or the event as everyone calls it, the cataclysm. It has now quickly been called the Land of the Frozen Sun. Mists now encapsulate the country, and the sun remains frozen in the sky at the exact moment in time in which the cataclysm happened. Light here is always dim with a deep blue hue. Almost feels slightly underwater, or underneath an icy sky. Huge alpine trees have grown wild and abundant as the land itself seems to have grown and brought on a spirit of its own. Cities here are safe havens, and everyone loves and respects their wonderful ruler, Aranvius Darkheart. They often throw celebrations celebrating Aranvius's ascent, how he heroically stood up against the deceivers, the usurpers, who threatened to destroy the world, destroy Sossal, and how it was him alone that held the power here and wrested it after the fall of the Circle of the Frozen Sun, the Druidic Council that was leading the country of Sossal for so long. Aranvius and some mysterious generals had assumed control of the country, keeping things under a tight and orderly embrace. Time for Aranvius has seemed to stop. Always a smile on his face, always a boast on his lips. He has taken residence. If you check in the Ravenloft panel, you will see the very amazingly drawn map of Sossal. They have taken residence and created a wonderful fortress, beautiful ivory stone, marble finish, and dark granite accents in the Hero's Height, which is one of the tallest mountain ranges in the country, affording a beautiful view of the rest of the country. The people love Aranvius. The people love the Darkhearts. But for some, the guise has been a bit broken. The glamour has worn off. And every couple days, or so often, a stranger stumbles in through the mists or washes up upon the shores of the sea of endless mists. Where we start our adventure here today is, if you see on the map in the northwest corner, the small town of Jevik. This is where we begin. Jevik is a border town, just a small one. No more than 150 people live here. It's the borderlands of the mists and the Arctic. Many drifters come in, and this is a first contact of the Vistani, a wandering troupe of nomads that travel through the mists, supplying goods and services to the people of Sossal. Those of you, I did not get everyone's answers earlier in the chat. Who is all local from Sossal? Who has been born and raised in this country since the Cataclysm? And who is coming in from the mists?
I would be coming in from the mist.
Okay. Telwyn, you are from here, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Vermi, you said you were not, if I remember correctly?
I am not, and it's actually Vernie. That's an N, not an M.
Vernie, okay. And then Vita.
Coming in from the mist.
Okay. So, over the course of a few days, you guys stumble into this town of Jevik. Dazed and confused. Most of you are walking out in your respective areas, your respective homes, countrysides, going about your own business. When suddenly a deep mist sort of coalesced in the area. And you wandered for quite some time, losing your way, and eventually finding yourself in this cold land. An odd frozen sun hanging in the sky. And an odd feeling, a connection to the land, trying to approach you, trying to persuade you. For you, Telwyn, one morning you wake up in a bit of glamour or illusion of the greatness of this land. Something wakes up and you feel wrong. You feel almost alive for the first time in your life. You feel human. As we start this, Telwyn, you are on the outskirts of Jevik, gathering water from a well. As you see these three strangers sort of stumbling through the mists, dazed and confused. So, we'll start with you. Telwyn, what do you look like? Tell me about your character. Describe them to the rest of the party.
I'm about 6'1", like real structured, real thick, basically like a tall dwarf almost. Really bushy, like reddish brown hair, probably more red than brown. The one thing you'll notice right away is I have this fancy, like little silver pendant. It's either on the cloak that I'm wearing because to keep me warm or whatever when I'm outside doing chores, or it's pinned on my armor when I'm wearing it. And if anybody knows religion, it's the symbol of Sune. They would notice that because that pretty much that travels with me anywhere I go. I'm relatively quiet as far as a whole. Like, in a social setting, and that'll kind of come up later, I guess. But the big thing you would notice is like the beard. Kind of think of like comparison to the beard that Tormund Giantsbane has from Game of Thrones. That big, bushy, like.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So, anything else about your character?
Other than I guess development, it'll develop or whatever. I dress pretty locally. I mean, as far as I'm sure that the people in the area dress, for the winter and all that other stuff. So I mean, I'm not going to stand out in any fashion that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
by the way, everyone, you will start with cold weather gear in all of your inventories, as this is a cold place. So, next up, stumbling through the mist. Agni, what is your character like? What does Telwyn see as you stumble through the mists?
I am kind of tall for an elf. I am about 5'10". I'm sorry, 5'8". Kind of copperish tan skin. My hair looks kind of golden, but with like a hint of orange. I guess kind of strawberry blonde. Just kind of, she looks kind of bright, if that's possible in this place. Just kind of looks out of place, I guess, too. Like she should be glowing almost, and just isn't. Like she seems dulled a little bit. Definitely you would notice, gosh. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain moment.
Nope, you're totally fine.
You would notice a little amulet that she wears around her neck with the symbol of the goddess of trade.
Okay.
So, yep, I think that's about it.
Very nice. Next up, Vern. What do they see?
So you would see a pale individual, about 6 foot in height, with black hair that is just past their shoulders, and silver eyes, betraying the only betrayal to their actual race of an ASMR. You would see them in regular leather, with their cold gear around them, sporting a long bow with a quiver and 2 short swords on their sides. And the part that clasps the cloak together, you would see as the symbol of the Raven Queen.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
You'll notice that, Vern, looking down, a little bit dazed and confused, your symbol of the Raven Queen is marred upon entering this world. And Vita, what do they see?
Vita is a very small half-elf young lady. Her hair is long and white, and her eyes are a pale purple. Her ears slightly stick out from her long hair. She wears brown leather armor with hints of dyed leather purple embellishments, and sort of a combat skirt-esque thing.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting thing about her would be that her expression, while she is quite beautiful, tends to unnerve people, as she is not a person who is sweet by inherent nature, but is more of an angry faced individual who unnerves people as she displays the intensity of both her spirit and mind.
Awesome. Anything else?
Yes, she wears a little red capelet with a hood, and just slightly along the outer edge is a small bronze thread embellishment of unicorns just running across the edge.
Okay, I like it. So, tell when you see these individuals stumble out from the mist, not necessarily a odd sight here, as this happens quite a bit at Javik, but something strikes you as familiar with these individuals, some sort of camaraderie that you feel innately. Maybe it was the way you slept last night, something different, but something about these individuals seems familiar.
As I fill the water bucket up and I get it full, I'll set it down for a second and I will like grab my relic and I'll say a little prayer to Sune or whatever, and um, I'll welcome the travelers to Jessic, and I'll be like, "Hey, if you need food or supplies, I can show you around." And I'll introduce myself. My name is Towin Thorn Hollow. I've been here for some time. Said, "Pardon the cold. Hopefully, you guys can get a moment to rest and gain your bearings." And I'll walk up and cordially greet them.
All right. So the
Well,
rest.
I walk up very briskly and I shake his hand, and I'm very excited to meet him. And yeah, I'll just like start whispering a little bit, and yeah, let everybody else come up.
Okay.
Verne will come up and introduce themselves. A little cautiously, it would seem.
Vita will walk up slower, carefully, but will wave a hand in a attempt of a friendly manner and ask, "Do you normally people like this, or is this a special exception?"
Travelers seem to kind of come to this area. I mean, it's not an everyday occurrence, but it's not like unheard of. But I don't know. To me, something new is something beautiful. So, like, and something that's a change is something. It's like the light of a new day, Dio. I I take each moment as I can, and that whole like I want people, to feel safe and welcome in this area because the world isn't always a great place.
So the short answer is it's simply you.
Yeah, you could say that.
So, after a minute or two of back and forth introducing your guys' self, Telwyn invites you back to the village proper, so that way you guys can get proper cold weather gear for those of you who are coming from warmer climates who are not ready or prepared for the cold here. Um, and going into town, everything seems to be moving at its own pace. Everything seems to be going flawlessly. People pass each other, and you don't see anyone bump into each other while they're walking. Work seems to go almost rhythmically around the city. Everyone has their time, and everyone has their place, as everyone bustles about in the village working. And after a while, you get some warm food in your belly, warm clothes. You hear a man cry out. Please, anyone, help me. It is not great. I need help. As he looks to villagers, as you see a stiff-legged man sort of stumbling to people crying for help. His movement very stiff, very exaggerated, and seems to be very pained.
Oh my, I rush straight over to him and see how I can help.
Hello. Can you help me? You look capable. I am in need of assistance. The name is Artyom. It has been too long since I found anyone willing or able to help me. I'm hoping you will be able to.
Well, first of all, are you hurt? I can perform a medicine check on him.
You can give me a brief medicine check as you give him the once-over.
18.
18. What was that?
If she's performing this, I'm going to go over and offer my services
Okay.
to the elderly gentleman. Or
You see, he's not that elderly. He seems to be in his 30s.
Okay.
Human. But the way he's moving seems to be wrong.
Okay.
Seems like his joints don't seem to move very well. As Agni, you don't really see anything wrong with him per se, except for the stiffness in the joints, the hard time moving. But he looks at you and he's like, I have been cursed, and it is not good. It is very powerful curse, laid by a wizard of great strength. I know of a cleric of Agma who lives in the woods not too far from here. He's very powerful. He should be able to lift this curse for me. He's probably about 10 miles out of this village through the wilderness. But in my current state, I cannot get there alone. I don't have much in the way of offering for payment, but I'd find some way to make it up to you. If you could help me in this. It is a great help if you could. It would be
Well, I'm willing to make a deal. I'm in.
Let's see why we shouldn't help.
I will offer my services.
I don't mind helping. And Vito would like to do a glance around the crowd just to see it, just to get an idea of like how people are reacting to us doing this task.
People don't seem to be giving you any notice. They hardly even seem to notice the man struggling into the town.
Very, very weird. Someone should have noticed him. Anyone should have noticed him. He's fairly obvious.
Like you notice like quick glances, but nothing that would be like, oh, I should help this individual or I should pay more attention. Just like a brief glimpse and then move on is the most that you've noticed.
So either they lack
Cowards.
empathy or this guy is lying. Can I do an insight check just to make sure he's legit?
You can, yeah.
23.
23? Yeah, he's telling the truth. That he definitely wants the help. He's looking for the help.
Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure this isn't a trap or anything. I think we should.
He's like, I really greatly appreciate you helping me. It is very, very good of you. I will be forever indebted to you, but I fear time is not of the essence. We must depart shortly as my time is running out. I feel we need to get there before the day is done, or else I will be no more, I fear. And he's
Well, then let's not delay.
When he says he's been cursed, does he know exactly how he was cursed? Like what specifically was said or done?
I do not know. It was a blur, things that happened. But I know it was a powerful wizard.
Perhaps we should also walk and talk, as we have definitely decided to help this fine man.
Yes, please. This way. As he starts leading you in the direction of the temple that he knows of. And as soon as you leave the city proper, the woods envelop the majority of this place. Large, tall alpines are all throughout, and it is a deep and sinister forest that seems to have a mind of its own. You hear things behind whispers of the wind. A very stark comparison to the order of the cities. Here it seems like something dark and powerful is at work. Something's always watching you. But you guys continue on. Artyom leading the way. Sure-footed at first. And as you guys walk, after probably about half hour of walking, the sounds in the forest go away. Everything gets quiet.
I am immediately on edge.
Everything gets calm.
How can I use my divine sense?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
As of right now, you sense nothing in the area. But as you look around and glance up, a streak of light up above catches your attention. As you see a large comet going through across the night, or across the sky. It's currently early afternoon, but this comet looks like a dark streak across the sky, looking up through the trees. What are you guys doing?
Being from here, is this an event that is like, say, like once a year or once every so often, you know, like Halley's Comet, you know, those kind of things, or it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
You don't recall ever in your lifetime there being a comet in the sky. Hardly even a star in the sky, except for the frozen sun. So this is a new and different experience for you, to say the least.
Vita will look upward at the comet and sort of put a hand to her heart and go, "Oh, Leah, what have we gotten ourselves into now? For once, it's not me." And just keep walking.
Artyom mumbles after bracing himself. The dark comet, it is ill luck from what I hear. An omen of things to come. I fear we must hurry. This does not bode well. Be it for me or you. This is a sign.
Are there ever any good prophecies? There's never any good prophecies.
I immediately clutch my amulet and start praying. Got it.
I do something the same. and like I pray for a light to find our way through this path.
Okay.
I pray that we don't get all completely screwed by whatever this bad luck is and make it go away.
And after a moment, there seems to be a moment of calm, of quiet. And then the most deathly wail and scream that you have ever heard lights the day. You hear this awful, unearthly wail that tears you right to the bone as you feel the horror and the awfulness of the emotion of this yell. They continue, one after another, until after a while, things get a bit quiet.
I pull out my bow and start looking around for anything that could have made said noise.
And as you do, you see 4 or 3 incredibly gangly, spiny, boned, awful creatures, fanged and lipless, ever grinning. A mad starling looks upon you, twisted face, teeth coming through lipless mouth, drool coming down as large lolling tongue comes down. Bristles and spines project from odd patches of its pallid skin, with long fingers end in broken and dirty fingernails. You see 3 of them looking at you, twitching, as they scream a cacophony of screams once more, as this is initiative. Verne, what is your initiative?
A 14.
Edit. Manage characters. I have to reload this because someone's not here. Encounter. Verne, yours is a 14. Agni, what is your initiative?
13.
Vita
16.
and Telwyn.
12.
12, alright. Vita, you are the first to respond as you see these gangly, spiny creatures sort of in a triangle in front of you guys, sort of appearing in the dark light, the blue hues reflecting off of their pallid skin.
Well, there's no sense in hiding it. Let's go for an Eldritch Blast.
All right.
And that's an 8.
8 to hit.
8 to hit.
8 will unfortunately miss. As you see, you blast your Eldritch Blast, you pull your arms back, and you launch your shot, and it comes at it as it raises its hand, as you see the bolt hit its hand and glance off into the sky. Anything else there?
No.
Vern?
I'm gonna look at these and having undead being my favorite enemy, can I recall any information about these creatures if they are undead?
You do not think that these are undead.
That's concerning. I'm gonna knock an arrow and shoot at one of them.
All right.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
For 5 points of piercing damage.
All right. From the Eldritch Blast that bounced off the first one, the arrow goes right through its hand as it recoils in pain. Staring at you, in particular, Vern, now. Agony.
The one that he just hit. I would like to cast Sacred Flame on that bitch. I need a Dex saving throw, DC 13.
It makes a 12, so it fails.
5 radiant damage.
All right, as it howls in pain as you see its skin start to bubble and sizzle under the radiant light. The light fades. Anything else, Agni?
No, that is it.
All right, Telwyn, it is your turn.
You're muted.
Thanks, Vita. That whole is this something I've heard of or seen?
No.
Okay. I will step to the front of the group and draw my sword and shield and hold my action for them to move to us.
Okay. As you step in front, what is your action to strike?
Yeah, when they come into contact with us, I'm going to strike whatever one comes into contact with us first.
Okay, the first one that has been injured is going to rush straight past you, trying to get to Verne.
Okay.
Your held action goes off as you slash at it with your sword.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
For 9 damage.
As that one rushes past, you come down with a large chop and you get it right in its spindly center. Its torso detaches from its legs as you see bunches of these awful larva grubs where its body would be connecting together, sort of writhing and wriggling as it falls unmoving. Grubs pouring out onto the forest floor. The next one is going to jump right upon you, Telwyn, and it's going to attempt to bite at you. You manage to get your shield up in time as an 11 guarantees probably misses you with a sword and shield. As this one starts biting on your shield, gnawing, leaving rends in the material. As one rushes past and will jump at Agni. That'll be an 8 to hit, which will probably miss you, Agni, I assume.
Correct. I also have a shield, so
As this
just
one,
deflect it.
Yeah, this one comes to attack you. You just shield bash it as it runs. Vita, it is your turn once again.
Vita's gonna take an Eldritch Blast at the final one.
There's 2 left that are still alive.
Sorry, the one who hasn't attacked anyone yet.
Okay.
Okay. And that is a nat 20, which brings it to 24.
Okay, absolutely. And this is Eldritch Blast again?
Yep. Yes. And that's 5 damage.
Okay. And that was with the crit, the 5?
Yeah, that was with a crit.
Okay. As you blast that one, it recoils from the pain, lets out a snarl. A gibbering madness coming from its lips, or its lipless face, as its eyes lock on you. Anything else?
If I can, Vito will yell out to the old man, "Stay out the way," just in case.
He's doing just that. He's already ducked behind a tree, sort of watching. Vern, it is your turn.
Did one come up to me?
No.
Or am I...
Actually, one ran up to Telwyn and one ran up to Agni. The one that was coming after you, Telwyn, cut in half.
Gotcha. So I'm still at range of all of them, correct?
You are still at range with all of them.
Well, then I will
You're
shoot
about 10
another
feet
arrow.
away, but you're still within range.
That is an 11 to hit this time.
11 will just hit, as that is AC.
Oof.
As these things aren't necessarily large, they're spindly, and they're probably about 3.5 feet tall.
For 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, all right. Is that the one that Vita just hit, or the different one?
I'll go for the injured one to try to thin the herd.
Okay. Anything else, Verne?
No.
All right, Agni, your turn.
Sacred Flame again at the... Wait, the one who rushed at me, it's still...
The one that's still on you, yes, is right there.
Yeah.
It's right...
Yeah. Sacred Flame, so Dex saving throw. DC 13.
It will pass that one there.
Lame.
Anything else?
No.
All right, Telwyn.
This thing's biting at my shield, right?
Yes.
I am going to use like an athletic type maneuver, since it's in front of my shield, to try and pin it on the ground.
Okay, so this will be a shove attack. So this will be an opposed strength check. Well, yours will be athletics. This is strength.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, he gets a 1 after modifiers.
Okay.
So you just shove him straight to the ground, and that is your action.
Yeah, and I'm using my shield to kind of hold him into the ground.
Okay. Sounds good. He is prone, restrained. He's going to attempt to bite you at disadvantage at this point. That'll be an 11 to hit, which will miss. The next one that is on Agni is going to attempt to bite her. And that'll be a natural 1 as it misses and skitters off to the side. As they are not rolling well at all, which is a good thing. Vita, it is your turn.
All right, Vita will take out her mace and, for the one that's pinned down, attempt to bludgeon its head to death.
All right, you'll have advantage on this.
That's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. And are you doing this one-handed or two-handed?
Let's say one-handed.
Okay.
It's still only a 3, so.
All right, as you come up, Telwyn has this thing pinned to the ground. You come up, swing down, and you crunch in its face, its lipless teeth cracking in, its nose crunching in as it gnashes at the blood and bone exposed in its face now. Anything else there, Vita?
No, just a small smile of efficiency.
All right, Verne.
I will shoot at the one that just missed my friend that is still not prone.
Okay.
I don't feel like that one's a bit taken care of. It's another 11 to hit.
That'll just hit.
For 5 points of piercing damage.
5 points. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Agni, it is your turn.
Okay, so the one at me, he's still standing, right? He's just
Yes.
the one that attacked me, but
he's standing
failed
close, but all of them have been failing horrifically on the attacks.
Okay, well, since he just bounced off of my shield, my instinct would be to swing with my mace
Mm-hmm.
in response. That is a 13 to hit.
That'll hit.
6 damage.
6 damage. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, as you crunch that one in, its shoulder is dislocated from it as it like gnashing its teeth in absolute anger and horror. Telwyn, it is your turn. You have this one pinned underneath you.
Okay. Am I at a straight attack?
Because technically you'd have to be prone to do this as well, yes.
Yeah, I would be straight. Okay, I'm gonna because I look at it as like I'm kneeling on him with my shield. It kind of pinned him down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull my longsword over, and try to stab him as I'm holding him to the ground.
Absolutely.
14 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 11 damage.
It's a lot of damage for level 1. I love it. As you sink the blade into its heart, twisting it. As you pull it out, you see grubs coming out of the hole as it dies. Anything else, Sir Telwyn?
I'll use my move action to basically hop up off of him.
Okay. So you do that, and you jump up, standing up tall once more. The last star spawn Gru that's there is going to go after Agni once more, just hitting its shoulder. It's going to jump in abject anger and be pathetic once again and roll a 7. As at this point, you're sitting there just bullying this thing with your shield, keeping it away from you and trading blows. Vita, it is your turn.
Alrighty, since we only have one left, another Eldritch Blast for distance.
Okay.
And that's a 9.
That'll unfortunately miss. D&D Beyond is just being awful today.
Yep.
I haven't rolled higher than a 9 all day so far, but I'm okay because it's a level 1 adventure. Anything else, Vita?
No.
Okay, Verne. What's that? You just cut in and out there.
It was just me going, I will... I guess I'll just shoot another arrow.
Okay.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's another 21. I've only gotten 21 and 11. This is weird. I'm gonna use a different dice. One seems weird. That is 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points is enough to drop that one. As the last one falls, an arrow clutched in its chest. Its eyes roll back as you see all of these worms and grubs sort of coming out of its face. As it slumps to the snow, dead. At this point, you hear a thud as well behind you, as Artyom slumps against the tree that he was standing on, or standing against. clutching one of his arms.
I told you to stay out of the way. Are you injured because of these things?
It's not that, it's the curse. As he shows you the hand he's clutching, and from his fingertips to his elbow is completely stone at this point.
Okay, so let's keep moving.
Yes, I just need a moment. It just hurts a wee bit.
Hmm.
As he takes another deep breath and he hauls himself up. I'm ready to go. Let us continue. As with teeth clenched to the point of near breaking, he starts trudging along. A bit stiffer than he was. So, have you guys been in this place for long? Or did the mists bring you here?
It was brought here by the mists.
As you guys are walking and talking. The mist brought me too. And I've been doing my best to help out the people here. I've been here though many years. Been here most of my adult life. I think I was 14 summers old when the mist took me. Found a life here. Found a family. And you see sadness in his eyes. I'm just hoping to see them one more time before the end. It is sad, yes? To be so far from your loved ones when you are so hurt.
We'll be sure to have you see them again. That is within our power.
It is a hope. Let us hope. And he looks to the rest of you guys. He's like, do any of you have anything worth fighting for? Anything that you hold dear? That you would do anything to protect?
I look at him and I say, my home and my faith, and may the light lead you to find your family again. And as I look down and I reach for my amulet, I pull out some holy water and put it on a cloth and wipe the maggots and whatever came out of that thing off my blade. And
as you do it, they hiss and sizzle off the blade, and once they make contact with the holy water. Our team looks at you. My thanks for the kind words and the prayers. It is good. You seem to be good people, all and every one of you. Even you, as he sort of points with his good hand to you, Vita. You seem to hide under that face of yours, but you seem good in heart.
Vita, who has been biting her lip since she saw his arm and a little distracted, glares at him when he says that as if he's challenging her on that, and goes, "What is that supposed to mean? I've been here just like everybody else attempting to help you. I have lots of things to want to fight for. Many people do. The difference, there are so few people in this world who are actually truly hopeless. You aren't one of them, and neither are we."
And a big smile erupts on his face. See? This is what I thought. You are a good person. A fighter for the downtrodden.
Little hiss and then just looks away.
Keep on to that strength. That resolve. This world tends to beat it out of you. The cities.
I'll beat it first.
He smiles and nods. It's a good idea, a good thought. I have tried that myself. It's the only way to keep yourself, you, in this world.
I just want to turn the sun back on. Bring the beauty back, you know? As I fix my hair.
As he looks up and... Yes, it has been here as long as I can remember. Never moved, never touched, not even a smidgen across the sky. Even in darkness, even at night. The sun stays there, frozen in place. This place stays frozen in time, it feels.
Wait, how can there be a night if the sun stays up?
It gets slightly dimmer. The sun does
Weird.
not lurk as much here. It is, as he looks up, and you see there, you can see the actual ice creeping across the surface, keeping it held in place. It is, let's say, magical. It is odd for the first couple years, and then you just sort of get used to it. No one seems to leave this place except for the Vistani. They seem to be the only ones who can traverse the mist and survive. Anyone else traverses the mist, they either stumble throughout, and then for quite some time, some of them come back, mad in the head, screaming of other planes, other worlds, possibly worse than these, or the beasties that live in the mists, or the sailors who leave off the coast and try to go to the sea, the endless mists. They're never seen again. It is said the sea comes right to the ledge of the world, and things fall off it clean through the mists. And from there, no one knows where it goes. Sometimes we have people like you wash up on shore, like me. But that is rare. Mostly the border towns get it. Like Yevik. I'm glad I found you all. It is quite tiresome to see the hustle and bustle of the cities and the towns where no one will hear you, no one will listen to you, because you don't fit in their clockwork.
I understand how that would be frustrating.
Ah, it is. So, while we are walking, is there any questions about this world that I can help you with? I've been here quite some time. I'm familiar with the oddities that happen here. Seems like some of you are new to this place. You still have that, what did they call it? Deer and torchlight look. And you looks to you, to Telwyn. You look like you're finally awake, for the first time in a long time.
It's an eye-opening experience to be away from the routine, the ordinary life to see moments like this. I guess maybe it takes, something new to change the cycle.
Sometimes
And
that's all it takes.
and I look to the people in the group, the people I've just met, and I say a prayer in Celestial to Sune. And I'm curious to see if it's a sign, like a sign of the light, and because of this change within whatever I'm feeling.
RTM sort of smiles at you, and there are more like you. Those of you who have awakened. We do not know why this is, but it is. Some people wake up, want more for their life. They do not see the Dark Heart one as the savior anymore. Not the end all be all. And do not pander to his ways. You shall see. See how the world works.
When Telwyn says his prayer, I just like smile at him knowingly.
There's also a small look of recognition in Veroni's eyes as you say that as well.
So, where did you all come from? You aren't all from here. That is very, very certain. I came myself from Demara, not too far from modern Sossal.
Well, I am a little bit from everywhere. My occupancy takes me to several places, and I am best known as Lady Rainway of Rainway Textiles.
It is very nice to meet you, Lady Redway. It is not always when I find myself in the presence of a positive noble born.
There are more than you would think. They just simply tend to hold their tongue.
Yes, just wait till you meet the bureaucracy here. It is eye-opening, to say the least. The people love them. But those who are awakened know better.
Don't really know where my heritage is, but I come from I'm an apostle of the Raven Queen. An acolyte of the Raven Queen. I grew up in a temple where I was taken in.
I see. A word of the warning. Your deity. It is a crime to worship your deity here. So,
I shall not hide my faith, simply because people do not respect it.
it is just a warning. Friend to friend.
I appreciate it, but I have always grown up with those that hate my goddess, the goddess of death. Feel she is inherently evil, when all she is the one who shepherds you into the afterlife. I do not hide my faith.
It is not that here. It is that she holds no power. in this realm. And if she does, it is minute at best.
I will have to seek to change that.
I look forward to seeing it, if we get that far. Now what about you, sunny one? As he looks to you, Agni. Where are you from? Let me guess, the warm sands of Luskin. Or no, Kalimshan. That one sounds better.
Well, wouldn't you like to know? I am from a temple. And actually, I'm not really sure where the temple is because I kind of get lost easy. But like, I was sent out to try to figure out what's going on with this sun. It's just not very bright. It's just a little weird. I don't know. So I just came to try to figure this out and return some light to the world.
I see.
Just cheesy grin, trying to be pretty.
As he looks rather confused at you as you wandered in through the mists. And he's like, fix the sun. It is a good idea. One I can get behind. So, as he bends over in pain, groaning, as he has to stop for a second. Damn it, this curse. It is no good. As his arms twitching, he looks down as you watch his other arm, his last good arm, turn to stone. This will suck when they have to go to the bathroom later.
Not it.
He's like, I jest. But it should suck. But, do you hear that piping music? As he sort of cocks his ear, as you guys hear a very haunting melody sort of waving through the trees. Very beautiful, melodious, but droning and haunting at the same time. Sounds like it's coming from a pan flute somewhere.
Can I use a perception check to see how far it is away?
Absolutely.
Uh, 12.
You think it's in the general vicinity of where you guys are at. It's hard to tell exactly where it's at from where you're currently situated, but it does sound relatively close.
Okay.
Does it sound kind of ominous?
No, it almost sounds like a deep, like a haunting Gaelic flute melody. It doesn't sound like ominous per se, as it just sounds almost unearthly.
Is it the Sealy court coming? The fairies are coming through.
Artyom looks, he's like, it is not unheard of. The Unseelie court does have a home here. They do have a hold. They have been welcomed in by the Dark Hearts and have a deal with them. So it is not uncommon to see Fae, especially that of the Winter Court, coming through these lands.
Are any of us strong enough to carry him? We're reaching a point where we might need to be able to run or move better.
I can carry him if need be. I can do that. I'll look at you and be like, if that's your wish, I will carry him to help us move along faster.
The goal is to get to the priest, and then we can go from there.
Let us get you to that priest then.
So what are you guys doing about the music in the area? Are you just continuing onward?
I say we ignore it.
I'm
ready to
try
run.
to memorize the song and the melody.
Okay.
Is it like something we might have heard before? Like, like a ballad or, something?
It's nothing that sounds familiar. It's... But you can tell and feel it's very, very emotional.
Okay.
As anyone who's ever played music knows that when you play a piece that comes from the soul, it comes out and feels that way to the world. So at this point, can you guys give me a survival check to try avoiding this sound while maintaining your path?
I can do so.
I'll help you then. I'll give you an assist.
My bad. I thought you wanted all of us to roll it.
Oops, same thing.
I mean, we can make this a group check, absolutely, because we already have 2 people that have rolled.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I finally rolled high. Let's do it.
And I will re-roll that.
I would not have rolled if I had realized it wasn't everybody, because I am not proficient at all.
I got an 18.
18, all right. And then what did you get, Telwyn?
I got an 8.
Okay.
I also have favorite terrain of forests, so we cannot get lost in the forest.
Okay. It's not getting lost per se here. This is trying to avoid the music.
I mean, that's fine.
The
I was
source
just
of the
saying.
music. As you guys start to pick up the pace, combing through the woods, trying to skirt the sounds, you end up finding yourself in a clearing. And in this clearing, you see 2 dark-looking creatures, large ram's horns coming from their heads. Bare chests revealed to be semi-muscular, and goat legs coming down. There's a male and a female here. The female playing a pan flute, held firm to her lips, while the male dances. And as you guys come crashing into the clearing, trying to avoid it, they turn to you. And the woman stops playing, pulling her pipes down from her lips, just ever so slightly. Oi! What are you doing here in the Dark Heartlands? We mortals like yourself should not be here.
I'll look up to him and I'll be like, we are trying to get this man some assistance from the little temple that he explained and described. I'll describe that back to him as far as what he was looking for help out here.
You look for the wee little man for a disease that he cannot cure. Oh, hope in the darkness. Too quaint, too quaint. The rest of you got your tongue? Or is it the Grimalkins have got you?
Bernie just crosses their arms.
I am just so distracted by your beauty. I'm speechless.
As you say that, the male snorts, but she sort of, Aye, mortals know the true beauty of the Fae. As one should. We are your betters. Your superiors here. Especially you, Elfborn.
I play along and smile and pretend to agree with everything.
And then they look to you, Vita. As she cocks her head, and the male sort of pulls at his beard. But you're a filthy quarterkin. Where the elves are our halfkin. You are muddied even further. You, half-elf, as they spit into the snow. You are not worth our time.
Oh, that's such a shame. You know, for a moment there, I actually thought you were quite beautiful. But now, I wouldn't dance with you if you were the last person alive.
You might not have a choice here, dearie. As she pulls the pipes up to her lips and blows. With this, it'll be initiative, but first I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. As the haunting melody comes across the glen.
Is this a charm or
This would be
like I didn't know if I should be rolling advantage against charm or not.
This first one is going to be a charm, yes. So Agni, what is your wisdom save?
17.
All right, Verne.
21. Sorry, I was doing math.
You're fine. Vita.
20.
Telwyn.
16.
All right, as you guys all pass the charming melody that passes. And it is very clear that they tried this, as she seems nonplussed that it didn't work, as the other satyr bows his head, getting ready to attack. So, initiatives, Agni.
11.
Verne.
I got a 16.
Vita.
10.
And Telwyn.
12.
All right. First up, the male satyr is the first to respond. He's going to lower his head straight down. And he is going to attempt to ram right into you, Vita. Right with his horns, right into your gut. And I'm pretty sure 10 will miss you,
Yep.
as that hardly hits anyone. As you sort of just step to the side as he sort of...
Ooh, ow. Oh no.
Next up is the female's turn again, as she is going to play another tune. This one more sinister, more haunting, more terrifying, as everyone else needs to give me a wisdom saving throw again. This one is not against charm. This one is against frightened. So if you have advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Verne, what is your save?
15.
You pass. Telwyn.
15.
Good. Agni.
15.
You pass. Vita, did you also get a 15?
21, actually.
Okay. As none of you guys are frightened by this melody. Verne, it is your turn.
I am going to shoot an arrow at the one playing the
The panpipes?
panpipes.
Okay.
Not using that die because it's been acting weird. Oops. I don't think an 8's gonna hit.
An 8 will miss. Anything
Well,
else?
that's all I got.
Okay. Next up is Telwyn. Your turn.
I'm going to look at Vita. I'm going to be like, are you good?
Yeah.
I'm going to, like, keep my shield slung. And how far is the one that's playing the flute? It's within...
She's about 20 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to move at her and use my longsword with both hands.
Okay.
And 23
That'll
to hit.
Absolutely.
For 12 damage.
12 points. What is your modifier? Because you're doing monster damage. I love it.
It's +4.
Nice. The dice are being kind to you tonight. Anything else, Telwyn?
No.
Alright, as you come up and you slash this one playing the flute, she screams out in pain as your blade rips across her hip as she spins away from you, blood dripping onto the snow. Agni, it is your turn.
A sacred flame against the female, the one with the flute.
Okay.
Dex saving throw DC 13.
That gets a 13 exactly. So that one passes.
3 radiant damage.
So it passes. It takes no damage.
Oh, okay.
If it matches the DC, that's a save.
I thought if it matched like our AC, that was a hit. I thought it worked the same as like your AC. If it matches, it hits. Maybe I remembered.
No, it doesn't.
I think it's backwards because it's a save, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, Vita, it is your turn.
And she's going to cast an Eldritch Blast at the male who tried to hit her.
Okay.
$13.
13 will just barely miss. As it glances against his back and hits a tree behind him. Anything else there, Vita?
No.
All right. The male's going to turn back to you, Vita, and go look at you and pull out a short sword. Well, that wasn't nice. I was just sitting there taking a walk and you tried shooting me with it. With your wee little blaster there. Now I got to stab you. No hard feelings, you know. As he rushes up with his short sword. That'll be a 23 to hit.
It hits.
As he slashes you for 7 points of piercing damage. As he runs you through, gets you right in the hip with the blade as he pulls it out. Sorry about that. Are you still up, Vita?
Yep. In pain, but up.
Alright, the female's gonna look and she's going around. And she's gonna try one more turn with the pipes. This one she's gonna do once again. She's gonna close her eyes this time. And you hear even more of a haunting melody play than what was previously played. As I need all of you guys to make another wisdom saving throw. For frightened.
It's a nat 20.
Okay. Verne?
Whoops, was muted for a second. Got another 15.
Alright, Telwyn.
14.
Alright, and Vita, I think I seen yours was over 20.
Yep.
Alright, as Telwyn, you are the only person that is affected here. As you become frightened by her for 1 minute.
Okay.
So, next up is going to be Verne. Your turn.
I will take another shot at the female with the pipes.
Okay.
Let's try this again, shall we? That's better. That's a 15.
15. That will hit her.
Yay. That is 5 points of piercing damage.
As the pipes abruptly stop playing as she groans in pain, arrow sticking in her chest, or not her chest, her collar. Well, that wasn't nice. That hurt.
Appreciate it. I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing those pipes.
I'd appreciate if you go fuck off and die. As she breaks off the arrow in a groan. Telwyn, if it is your turn, if Verne doesn't have anything else to do.
I do not.
All right. So
I can move to him, but I'm frightened of her, right?
you cannot move any closer to her, and all attacks are at disadvantage if she is in sight. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Yeah. I will move on the one that went to Vita.
Okay. You move
And
to the male.
16 to hit.
That'll hit him.
For 8 damage.
8 points of damage. All right. Very good. Anything else there, Telwyn?
Oh, I got to make the save again at the end of the round.
Yep. Well, I mean, you can. It's optional.
Yeah, no, I prefer to, because I'm crying like a little girl over a song at the moment. Maybe it was touching. I don't know. 16.
16 saves, as you no longer... The fear breaks. Agni, it is your turn.
I'm gonna try Sacred Flame again on the female. The female's the one with the flute, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Dex save DC 13.
She gets a 9.
7 radiant damage.
7, all right. As you see her skin start to fizzle and pop. Anything else there?
I just want to do like a scan around, see how my party is looking.
Vita seems to be injured, but that's the only clear injury of the party. Artyom is sort of slumped up against a tree, holding his stomach.
Okay. I need to keep an eye on Vita.
Okay. Anything else there, Agni?
Nope.
All right. Vita, your turn.
Vita is going to use Healing Light, only one of the die in the die pool, in order to boost up her hit points.
Sounds good. And what does that look like?
It is sort of a soft yellowy light which has a iridescent edge quality to it as it encircles her for just a moment.
Okay, sounds very good. Anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do. I mean, so that's it.
All right, next up is the male satyr. He's gonna put his hand on his hip and look. Oi, now that's rude. I just stabbed you and you healed it. Now I have to do it again. As he tries to stab you once more. That'll be a 15 to hit you, Vita.
Hits.
That'll be 4 points of piercing damage this time as he gets you with the tip of the sword.